Can you talk about the importance of that first drive you guys had, in particular your scramble on third down?
I thought it just sets a tone to a game. You got to start fast, start sharp, and get off to the right foot.
You already heard the lecture about not getting hit too much and sliding and stuff like that?
Yeah. Usually I'm pretty good about sliding. It's just sort of some plays instincts just kind of take over. Definitely got to work on it. I don't know why. I usually do, but just sort of got caught up in that.
What were you seeing differently than you were the first half last week?
Nothing really. Just connected. I feel a little more calm in the pocket. My game was there like it always was, and just kind of just linked up like we did last week.
It just seems like you must have connected some dots personally at halftime at BYU, because the last 6 quarters have been some pretty efficient football.
I mean, that with the BYU game, that was sort of an uncharacteristic first half for me. I mean, I play badly at times, but usually I'm pretty good about turnovers. I really couldn't tell you what happened there, but I just got back to the second half, trusting my team, not trying to be a hero, and letting everyone do their own thing. I mean, you saw that deep ball in the second half that I hooked up to JP. It wasn't open by any means. I really couldn't tell you why I threw it. I trusted JP, went up and got it.
Well, this is your first Pac-12 road game. How were the fans? Could you hear them? Were they all over you? It's hard to hear in the press box. We had a glass window with it.
I couldn't hear anything.
Really?
Probably the first quarter, I couldn't hear a word. I mean, I like grabbed my lineman's helmet and screamed into their ear. But
as far as barbs toward you personally, did you get any abuse from the fans or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, it's more funny than anything. I thought some of the college game day posters were actually pretty funny.
Oh, so you watched game day? You saw game day today?
Yeah, I get texts for some of the funny pictures and whatnot. But,
were you offended by any of that stuff?
No, you can't be.
2 false starts on the first drive. How did you guys get rid of that through the rest of the game?
Silent count. It's pretty easy. Tried a cadence. Didn't really work. Then went to the knee, and we started rolling. So I just got it nice, but kind of cold.
When the coaches ever talk to you about sliding, do you ever argue back and be like, I have like 2 or 3 broken tackles those year on runs, like UNLV run, you broke a tackle, then today you broke another tackle?
No, I never argue. The only times I tell them that I'm really going to go for it is third downs in pretty critical times. I mean, obviously the first quarter isn't like a game-sealing drive or anything, but I thought it was really important to sort of to really get off on the right foot, and so I felt like it was something I really got to put my head down and try to fight for that first down on third. But the last one on the holding call or whatever, that was just me, freshman. I was not very intelligent on my behalf.
When you get to work with such short fields early in a game, can you tell if that's kind of demoralizing to a defense?
In the sense of we getting short fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it sucks as a defense when you can't give up like a 10-15 yard run and just sort of get back into the groove and be like shake it off and get to the next play. 10-15 yard run, you're going from high red zone to mid red zone, another one low, and then you're right on the goal line. So it's really tough when on the defense when you give a short field.
4 games into your career, what's kind of the biggest surprise for you adjusting to the speed of the game?
Not much really. I mean, everyone's just a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, but I played at a pretty high-profile program with some really good athletes. I mean, 2 of the guys on my team were on my team here at UCLA with Jake and Jalil. I was throwing with Shea, who's doing incredible things up in Colorado. It's really not too different. Just a lot of different looks. I mean, I'm preparing for a lot more blitzes and a lot more coverage stuff, but our coaches do a really good job. Coach Mazzoni does a really good job of making these sort of progression reads to where I don't have to necessarily identify what an entire defense is. I just get to go from 1 to 2 to 3 on some of the more tricky third downs when defensive coordinators are going deep into their call sheets. But it's really not too bad speed-wise, but there's just a few more looks you got to prepare for.
Do you think that you're seeing the field faster now, going through your progressions in more of a rhythm that you feel comfortable with?
I Not really. I mean, I thought I did well at Virginia. Took a step back a little bit at UNLV. BYU was pretty tough. We ended up pulling that out, and here it's just kind of.
So you're not feeling that much difference? It's not
No,
like
not
you're
at
like,
all.
man, I feel so much better, more comfortable now.
You just connect sometimes. Sometimes it comes off your finger a yard too hot, and sometimes it comes off well. And tonight, thought we connected pretty well, and it's really a lot of little things make things seem like a big deal. I mean, if like that little scramble head to JP, that's 80 yards on stats. That it's one play, but it makes everything look so completely different. It's you just go every play like you usually do. You can't really change anything.
Talk about that throw to Peyton. Just before that, you guys kind of got pushed back by their defense. After that, things seemed to kind of settle down. What was different between those two?
We just executed. A lot of there's can't really look too much into it. Sometimes they just got you, and it just works. Sometimes you get a good angle on a block that springs something. Sometimes you just get a few extra feet open on a route. But I really couldn't tell you. Just sometimes it just works. You're in rhythm.
Was there talk on offense of maybe trying to do a little extra this game because of the injuries on defense?
Not at all. Not at all. We want to score 500 points every time we step on the field.
I know it's